That is the greatest night in Arsenal's Champions League history, without question, without a shadow of a doubt. I've never seen
better than when they went to the Bernabeu.
Yeah, even more than Miss. No, this is up there in terms of the Emirates era. I'm saying that this is their most
Emirates era.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Even more than getting to the final itself.
I would say this one in terms of the era, what it could obviously lead to. I'd say this one. Yeah. I mean, you're an Arsenal fan. You can say better than me, but from a neutral, I'm looking at that going, that's impressive, right?
None
of us had Arsenal to win that game 3-0. Declan Rice with 2 unbelievable free kicks that he hasn't scored a free kick in 339 games in his career.
Yep.
And in 13 minutes, he wraps 2 in the top bins. It is just unbelievable. I'm speechless by it. I really am speechless. And the goal from Marino, 3 goals of absolute top quality.
Shout out to you, by the way. You messaged me on the night, which I thought was classy. Shame some of this lot were not as contrived.
I didn't have signal.
Because I remember.
I got your number, mate.
Yeah.
I recall. I was saying it to production.
Whenever you message me to troll me, it comes up with plus something. So I don't know who it is.
I had a prior
Yeah, of course.
There was other games on. There was Championship on. This big, promotion race.
Yeah, big leagues games.
Yeah.
I remember being on the
Biggest game of the
same
night.
setting just when the draw was announced and we discussed it. I was filling in for Robbie. And you, man, when I suggested that we could beat them, you lot was hammering me. My man here,
Not me.
shouting me down. And I said at the time, Abby, and you can go back and look at it, I
Why
said,
am I catching straight?
I hope when we beat them, the apology is as loud as the disrespect. And since I've come in this room, not one of you, man, I come up to you and say, Laurie,
I've already said
I
it.
apologise.
I didn't know you played.
I don't have anything to apologise for because I didn't tell you.
You weren't here. Maybe you weren't here.
yeah.
The most
weren't me.
impressive
Well,
I've ever seen Arsenal play.
It was.
I'll be frank.
It was very, very good. Very good.
I mean, the job's not done yet.
It's not.
Very good.
The job's not done
You know when you
It
just
was very,
you know when
very
you've just
good.
put your heart and soul into the exam.
Yeah.
And your teacher
put my
comes
heart
with a little
into it.
smiley face at the top of the page. Very good. Don't disrespect me.
It's
Please.
very good.
Don't disrespect me.
And- What do you mean?
I got full marks. That's more than very good. That's incredible. That's brilliant. Bring the language, the adjectives.
It was very good.
Very good.
And I was watching, and when the first one went in, of Declan Rice, I thought, "Oh, look at that."
I know you didn't.
Oh, look at
No,
that.
you didn't think,
There's
cool,
no way
look
you
at
said
that.
Abby.
And
Be
then
honest. What did
Yeah,
you really say?
just tell the real.
I
no.
can't say it on
Okay,
here.
fair
Can't say it on here. We're a family show. The second one, I was doing the washing up, and I saw that they had it. They had another free kick, and I just went, "This is definitely going in." I can't tell you why I felt that. Off it went.
Which one was better?
Second. The second one, I genuinely, my body wanted to clap and, give it the round of applause it deserved. But obviously the inner demons in me were like, no, babe, stop.
Sometimes you can do that
Look,
then,
Marino goal,
Oh,
lovely.
That was,
Both Rice goals.
Finish.
I don't want
Should
to.
have won about 5-0.
It was a complete demolition of Madrid, and it was such a complete performance defensively. You've got injuries, and I can only give you credit.
I don't want to apologise just yet because I'd hate for them to lose 4-0 in the
horrible,
second
wouldn't
leg
it?
and then
Let's
just
just
feel like
have
It's impossible. Nah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think Arsenal are going to go
They'd have
through.
to do it.
But,
Guys.
however, we pray. And I don't want to apologise
What's your
early just in case
Just
that
in case
happens.
you're just leaving it
and
open.
then I'm just wasting time. However,
You need to
They're
get out of
through.
that Arsenal.
that
day.
performance.
What do you mean? I'm just. Well, don't have a go at me because I'm calling what I see.
worry,
And
Emery.
also,
I've just
even
been
on this
very
same
co- I've
panel.
just been very complimentary.
No, even on this panel, when
Through
I was
gritted
like,
teeth.
they're going to give them a game at the Emirates, they ain't losing. That's what I
I
said.
said 2-2.
I didn't think they would win like that, but
I thought it'd be a draw.
I was saying
I
they're
thought
going
it'd
to
be a
play well and they're not going to get smashed up like everyone's saying.
Bro,
But you know the
I've come
thing
off
is,
the back of doing shows with Rory telling me they got no chance to win. I'm saying they're not. They've got a chance. Arsenal got a chance. I've always been in that mindset. So
I
don't
can
know why it comes to me.
understand.
I said it would be a draw. I didn't say they would lose. I said it would be a draw. I said they would lose a second leg.
So what?
But
We're
I'm
chatting
not-
about parades
I'm just-
and that in the chat.
Well,
It's
yeah,
a
I
bit
would,
premature
I
for
would
that,
just
though.
say
Yeah, of
it
course.
does seem the way that your fan base, again, you don't tend to over-celebrate, but it just would seem as if you've won the whole competition at this point.
No, I think a part of that is because so many people, yourselves included, by the way, wrote us off. You know what I mean? So naturally, there's going to be that reaction. I mean,
Of course.
if you notice at the end of the game, another impressive thing about the players did not over-celebrate, in my view. They seemed quite calm, quite stoic.
because it is still halfway.
You know what I mean? That is the right
Do
way
you know what it is, right? I slapped this table. I said zero chance. I said zero chance.
did.
Don't even waste my time. Don't even utter these words into the atmosphere. So we have to hold that as rivals because Arsenal went out there and they dominated from start to finish. The only chances Madrid got were Arsenal mistakes because the lapse of concentration. We're talking Saka cooking Alaba. I know he's just fresh off an injury, but that brother was cooked to smithereens.
Hooked and
Alaba
Cooked and hooked.
Cooked and
We're
hooked.
talking Lewis Skelly on the left back position.
Different.
Rodrigo didn't get a sniff. Vinny didn't get a sniff. Bellingham, one little pass. That was it.
He got little broed by Skelly.
That was it.
That was naughty though from Skelly.
And-
I
Yeah, a
thought
little
they-
bit. Just
I
it
thought
wasn't
they-
a full fight. It was.
no.
It could have been, but it weren't. And it weren't.
And by the way, this could have been 6-0.
Little yellow though.
This could have been 6-0.
It could have been, yeah.
Courtois was Real Madrid's best player.
Yeah.
This could have been 6-0. Chance after chance. In that first half, Saka's cutbacks. We're talking double Courtois saves, world-class
That
saves. We're
Rice
talking
chance,
clearance
yeah.
off the line from Bellingham. It
And
could have been
Alaba.
6. Real Madrid count themselves lucky to get out of the Emirates 3-0 down and still have a slim
That's what
chance.
Bellingham said in the
100%.
presser after.
So it's a 10 out of 10 performance. In the Champions League, you perform like that against Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world, the Champions League holders. You have to get your flowers. I know we wanna
Can't say nothing
We
else.
we can't.
Can't.
I'm sorry.
Giving them their flowers.
Yeah.
No, but we have to give
have to
give
do it
them the
properly.
whole bunch bouquet.
When we
like
beat them, we
we
were
can't
lucky
even
though.
give them just one flower. You have to give them the whole
An
bouquet.
apology would be fine.
No. Slow down.
When it's done, when the job
When it's done,
yeah.
when it's done, if you, which you will, I think, but if you go through, cool, no problem. I'll apologize, but it's not done yet.
No, but
There's still another 90 minutes.
if I could- you know what was interesting though? Like, I couldn't understand why so many people have written us off. If you look at Real Madrid this season, and I've done the stats and the research, prior to that game, they'd actually lost 10 games in all comps this season. They've been beaten by the likes of Lille,
Liverpool.
Liverpool 2-0,
Thank you.
Real
should have
Betis,
been 4-0 as
Valencia.
I hear it.
You know what I mean? So you're not talking about an invincible team. Okay, they're very, very good. Yes, you know, their record in the Champions League is exemplary, 15 times winners, holders of the competition, the heritage, all the rest of it, the players, the Galacticos. But they were not this invincible side that many people were portraying them to be. I think a lot of it, though, was trolling as well.
It's not even that. It's Real Madrid don't need to be invincible to beat you in the Champions League. That's the
Yeah.
point. Real Madrid have never in the
but
last
it's the
couple of
fact that
years been
people's giving us
invincible.
no chance, though.
Yeah,
but
but
that's-
because of the DNA in the competition.
It's the DNA of Arsenal.
done to City.
It's the DNA of Arsenal in the competition.
Both,
Arteta in European competition, and also the DNA of Real Madrid. So there was really, it was just lopsided in my opinion in terms of the two clubs. Real Madrid have cheated, scammed their way through multiple and many
Yeah.
Champions League knockout ties. The amount of teams that feel hard done by an exit to Real Madrid, just go look at the list. You'll
Even
be
the
there all
final
day.
last year.
Liverpool, PSG, Man City. You'll be there all day. The point was, I actually expected Arsenal to play better than Madrid in
Yeah.
this first game. That's not a surprise. I just thought Mbappe would put his chance away,
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
them 1-0 up, silence the crowd. You've put all that hard work in. You've played well. You're bopping it about. Rice Party dominated the midfield. I think only Odegaard really left that pitch. And listen, no one's going to really care as an Arsenal fan, but I just think Odegaard, he's
He's still in a funk, innit?
He's in a
Yeah,
funk, and the way that Arsenal are progressing, and Wanyeri and the summer, I don't think his position in that team should be guaranteed. I really don't, because
That's an interesting point.
Yep.
I mean, there's a school of thought that says that if had he not been captain, he probably would have had to fall on his sword by now in terms of his production. But having said that, he does bring a lot of other things to the team, like leading the press, the energy, the perceived leadership. So
Arsenal deserve every bit of their flowers, man. You can't. There's not like. Don't matter who you support. If you just see that, I get the Tottenham thing. So yeah, fair enough. If you support Tottenham, that's maybe the only acceptance of like.
I've given it.
And you have, yeah, but through gritted teeth. It's
Begrudgingly.
one of them ones,
Very
yeah.
gritty.
Smile.
Big
No,
grudge.
no,
Smile
no.
and say
I
it,
don't
or
want
we
you to
should be
smile.
really buzzing and
No,
really smile
no,
and say
no.
it.
You're right. You've done
done
the
my
maximum
part. Done my
capability of
part.
what you can do.
it's like forcing a kid to have vegetables. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
100%.
At the dinner
Don't want to
table.
eat greens.
Eat your
That's
greens.
fine.
Eat your greens, Abby. Come on, eat your
There's still
greens.
some left, but you
Have your
will allow
broccoli,
you-
man. Come on.
will allow you.
And dare I say it,
I'm
we've
not gonna
done.
blow someone's smoke up their
No, that's
arse.
fine. But the thing is, it was
Commended
two a
them.
man.
I said they were great. The Rice guard wanted to clap.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they did
No,
good.
it's true. It's true. They did. And obviously, Declan Rice is getting all the plaudits, yeah, and rightly so because of what he did. Saka, like you say, rightly so. Lewis Skelly, Thomas Partey,
Oh man,
locked down the thing, mate.
It's
Like,
unbelievable
the
that we've not.
security.
Camavinga though, what an idiot.
Yeah, we just got.
No, but he
annoyed,
was
innit?
going to miss the
Yeah.
game anyway.
I think he was going to miss the game anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, he was down.
Mate, they're 3-0 down.
Booting
the
It's just
ball
a-
away.
It is what it is. But Thomas Partey had it on lock, kept recycling the ball, they couldn't get out. And you know what? Jacob Kivior wasn't even massively tested in the end,
No.
but he comes through that test unscathed.
Clean sheet, mate.
Well, he'd
Saliba
actually
just kept
made a
everything
really
fine.
bad mistake in the first 5
Straight
minutes
away.
of that
Yeah,
game,
he goes with his
I
left foot.
kind
and
of
then
put that down to nerves, and
Of
after
course.
that,
So he felt his
settled
way into
down.
the game.
Yeah,
Martinelli's work rate was
Oh, man.
incredible.
Yeah.
He sort of went, you know what? let me help out Lewis Skelly. Like, I'll be the senior player. I'm going to make sure we're all right down this side. Not that I'm saying like Lewis Skelly needs much help.
It was interesting because on the night
brilliant.
we did a AFTV production at Box Bar in Shoreditch. Shout out to those guys at Box Bar. They really looked after us.
What a night for it though to have
What
that.
a
Yeah,
night.
amazing.
Wow.
So the way we were reading the game up until the first goal, I was like, this is really good, but we need that goal.
At home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting that goal on the 57th minute, the way Declan Rice took that, the minute that went in, I knew we were going to
Yeah,
win
you're
that
going to
game.
go on to...
Because
not-
the
the
whole
energy
energy
around it,
change,
yeah.
the whole momentum.
But you see
change.
on him though, just quickly on Declan Rice, there's so much said about him, right? You know, online and just like, people say he's good, but he ain't this, or he's all
big
right,
up
but he's not
Scorcher,
100
yeah.
million. And Scorcher, listen, he's been called
That's
out
my
by
guy.
myself.
Stick
He's
to
been
rugby.
called out by loads of people, and he's put up a few things afterwards saying, I felt like he was taking them free kicks against me." Fair enough. Like
Big
you
up,
have
big
to
up. You have to
monumentally
It's the
hold
first
that.
first one he's done.
But-
Two in 13.
But like,
Yeah.
just him as a player, though. I've been. People say, "Oh, you always want to support that." No, I just say it as I see it. Declan Rice, even from when he was at West Ham, I've always been a big admirer of him. He can do it all. Yes, there's a little bit of criticism of like, okay, is he going to get you a high volume of assists and goals? Like in the final third, he needs to do a bit more. And if you play him deeper, can he dictate the game with his range of? Okay, yeah, little cross in one column, which he's improving on. Everything else, he can do. It's just because it's not the sexy name and all of that. We say the Rodri
Can I
thing
come
and
in
we
here?
say
Can
this
I
thing.
come in here?
When you're talking about impactful midfielders who can run a game with their physicality, with their anticipation of danger, with putting out fires before they even start blazing,
Bit of
then
everything,
carry the ball, then putting balls into the box.
I was gonna say, but
set
the
pieces.
quality of
what do you want?
corners,
Ball striking ability,
so
which
good.
the technique and his technique and like his tech is there. Like he can play the game in the right way. He just says by his own admission, I know I can do it. Like he's not surprised he's put that in the top bins.
No.
You get that? He's just saying, I need to do that
West
more.
Ham on the run for
West
Europe.
Ham.
Left
Do you know what
foot,
I'm saying?
near
Left
post,
foot.
top corner.
He's been
Yeah.
doing it.
I often think with Declan Rice, he's almost like he's a victim of what I call that kind of reverse racism, if you like. So, because he's an English player, and they don't often get that get caricatured as this guy that can run the game, super skillful,
Yeah.
does it. You know what I mean? It's
Like if
almost
he was on the
he's just a
continent doing
yeah.
that in like
He
La Liga
gets-
and that, they would say, "Right, this guy like Zubermendi." I bet like Zubermendi or someone will come here won't be able to see Rice,
Yeah.
like all stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's all these midfielders
So
that come here and do this stuff.
He gets
These
stereotypes
levels
into that
These levels.
kind of, does a lot of running, works hard. But there's other bits to his
does
game that
everything.
doesn't get the credit it deserves.
He does everything. I don't care what
does.
I say. He
No,
does
I agree
everything.
with
And do you know what? The 2 free kicks, there were 2 different techniques as well. And I have to shout out the set piece coach, right? Got his mural outside the ground, telling him to cross it, cross.
That was a
Big up to
disgrace.
Saka, saying, don't listen to him. If you feel like you can do it, if you're feeling it, do it.
These
Apparently Odegaard was telling
Odegaard
him
as
to
well.
cross
These
it as
these
well.
these
Odegaard
people,
crosses
They're drilled to do,
everything.
innit?
these
In them
people are
situations.
killing.
Cross from 5
They're
yards
killing our
out.
sport. They're
Yeah.
killing our sport. Imagine crossing from that position. We've grown up on
Gerrard would never.
Gerrards, Lampards, people that will take free kicks from a distance, whack them in, Beckham, Ronaldo, and you're out here, Van der Vaart for you, and you're out here just looking to cross the ball from that position.
mad.
That is insane.
Where's the ball strikers?
Bro, if you're a kid on the
Where
playground,
are they?
if you're a kid on the playground, someone tells you to cross.
Where's the fun in that?
Are you stupid?
Exactly.
Yeah, where's
Don't
the
come
fun
whisper in my ear about
risk.
cross.
Take a risk.
Bro, I'm
Get the
hitting this.
reward.
Like you stand back here, you puff your chest out, you do the Ronaldo, and you start licking your lips. You're like, I'll have that. You know what I mean? I'll size up the keeper.
And when you
looking
start
around the
skying
wall.
it, obviously a man
What's
will say
going
to
on with the
you,
game?
Yeah.
Let me have this one.
Come on, man.
But there needs to be that willingness to try.
But Flex, you know how the box is 18 yards? Sometimes when it's 20 yards out, it's actually too close to shoot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do want it
Yeah,
25,
yeah.
26.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
can bend it up and down and get it
Yeah.
around the wall. And I have to say, I was speechless. I was in disbelief when
Bro.
them 2 got wrapped in. And the third one, that
Oh,
finish as
man.
well.
That was a great
The way-
finish.
He's going backwards.
He's going backwards, and and it reminds me of
Olivier Giroud for me.
Olivier Giroud finish. But do you remember the Coutinho goal against Man City in 14,
Yes,
where he comes
back and wraps
whips
it.
it
Yeah,
round
yeah,
the
yeah.
body. The
At Anfield,
technique
yeah.
on that is a
Wicked.
joke. And
Yeah.
trust me, as a person who's seen Courtois play out of his skin in a final, the only place that man cannot save stuff is in the top
Yeah.
corners or
Yeah.
the right in the bottom corner.
World-class
he did
keeper.
2 double saves.
Yeah,
in
he was
that game.
unbelievable.
He did
that
everything
game.
he could.
2 double saves.
All the
goals
shots
that
were
went in, he could do
unsavable.
nothing.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
only place this man
unsavable.
can be beaten is right in the top corner. And Rice said, "Do you know what?
I love it.
Hold that one.
Do you know-
Take
You know
that
what?
one
You
out
know
of
what?
there. Unbelievable.
About those goals as well. That for me is like almost like a watershed moment because you speak to
Turning
any
point.
Arsenal fan, that one of our biggest bugbears, and I include myself in that, so we don't shoot enough. We don't take those risks that you guys have spoken about.
Arsenal try and pass it in.
This whole chip it in the box, no. The fans
it.
want to see you go for it.
Science, innit?
The third goal, which is, for me, that's right up there because the way he took that. I mean, Mourinho gets a lot of stick, right? He's not obviously
be.
our
He
main
shouldn't really. He's
striker.
not meant to be a striker.
Exactly.
And man's got 6 in
Great
10, so
record, yeah.
or whatever.
I think
it is.
Havertz and
people
Jesus are in
look at
trouble.
him-
Yeah.
I think people look at him, right? He is tall, but he's not what I would call physically imposing. He's not quick. So he's not like easy on the eye aesthetically. However, his technique is spot on and he's a very intelligent footballer. And when that ball comes to him in the ball, like you said, the way he contorts his body, gets around it, gets the shot
the
off.
hips.
That's what you want.
all in
You
the
want your
hips.
players to trust themselves to shoot, to take on those opportunities. Too many times, players, not just Arsenal, but especially Arsenal,
Because there's someone we haven't
taking the
spoken
extra
about
touch, trying to pass it.
On which side?
Let it.
on. Oh yeah, because we can get to Real Madrid bit in a second. There's someone we haven't spoke about last year on the Arsenal bit. It's Mikel Arteta. Because
Flowers.
as an open floor.
He's ruining it.
I know. Listen, our job is to talk about these things objectively and talk about all the ingredients to the win. So we're talking about all these players.
Oh, you ruined it.
Are we not? We're talking
It's
about all
the players' game, man.
Yeah?
Let the players
Alright,
play,
cool.
man.
We're talking about all these players. And he have Arsenal in that game, from what I saw, I'm just opening up the floor.
Go on.
It looked like one of the first times imposter syndrome was gone. Remember quarterfinals last year against Bayern?
Yeah.
What did we all say? We went, yes, I don't believe that the game, the tie was over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's his name? Kimmich header.
Yeah.
Away one, and we went, they just didn't believe. What was that? Like, it didn't. This time,
He went up against the eyebrow.
he went up against the eyebrow where he's got no chance. And listen, it's halfway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vinny's coming to town. Jude's coming to town.
Saka's
Mbappe
Saka's
in Air
getting
Max
the questions.
95s, bro.
I don't think
He's
they
come
came
to
town.
London
They didn't
in
come to
Air
town.
Maxes, bro.
Air Maxes.
Yeah.
Bro rocked
Pulled
up.
110s. Yeah.
Bro.
In North London.
He had
Yeah.
the Just Do It night bag.
Just do it night bag. Air Maxes. Yeah. So they are pulling up. Yeah. Bro, his team was drilled.
Yeah.
They believed they should be there. They were intense. They had quality. They had organization.
She's gonna cry.
I'm just saying.
She gonna cry.
Does Mikel Arteta?
No, he definitely gets credit for
does
that.
he deserve credit?
He does
Or
get
do we
credit for that.
deserve-
Of course,
He
he
gets
does.
credit.
Of
For
course,
me,
he gets
it's
credit.
like
100%.
he's turned the corner a little bit, and I know we're only halfway, and you know it would be an absolute capitulation if they didn't go through. But you've got to enjoy these moments. I remember when we beat Roma 5-2 and we beat City 3-0. We didn't go on to win the Champions League, but this is what football's all about. You have to enjoy these moments, and Arsenal fans will look back on that in 20 years and say that was. We'll see what happens after this. But they could say that was the turning point for us in Europe. Yes, they've won, you know, the Invincibles in their 20 years without a title. But in Europe, I think for me, yes, they've been to a final before. But in the modern day era, this is their turning point. It's a cornerstone. It's all of that. They arose in Europe. They've potentially knocked out the holders. This for me, even me as an Arteta doubter sometimes, who hasn't got the bottle in the right moments, doesn't get it tactically right. He gets his
Just for
flowers.
this game. I'm not saying we
it's
can say he's completed it now and this means he's
As a
gonna...
football fan, yeah, like seeing those free kicks,
to
you had
enjoy
to
it,
you had to be like, fuck, Fez, that was good. Like I enjoyed watching that. Like aesthetically,
Bro, you fell off your chair.
Yeah, I fell off my chair, bro. I was
saw your
blammed
legs
out of my
in the air,
boots, bro.
bro.
I couldn't believe what was going on.
course.
Man was
His
sent
legs
to
in the air.
man was
Legs
sent
in
to
the
Pluto.
air.
Bro, I was
Like
gone.
that.
His thing is
Bro, I
right
was
up
sent to
the
Pluto,
chair.
bro.
When
The
Rice
second one.
It was an
scored
explosion in my house, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was
but
mad. Legs in the
but
air.
I do hope that's their.
Screenshot mad.
Was in the air.
How
Yeah,
did
Bro.
you put that in the group?
I know.
I do hope that was their biggest moment.
Yeah.
of the
we need
season.
the crash now.
Like, no, it's not even like just let that be your
stop
biggest
that?
moment.
This
I'm
is what
happy
I'm
for
saying.
you.
You must enjoy it.
Yeah,
Arsenal
enjoy
fans
it.
must
I hope
enjoy
that
that.
that's- I
They
hope that's
must
their
enjoy
biggest
that.
moment.
And PSG will be waiting for them, man. Oi, listen.
Give him the credit. Give him the credit. It was very good game. Very well coached. Well done. But assuming they do get through, Matisse and I spoke about it.
Yeah.
We're doing a French along.
Yeah. Bonjour,
Bonjour.
mes amis. Je
Croissant.
m'appelle. On
Mange
doit
tout.
trois.
That'll be a
Ouais.
game.
Oui, oui.
I want to see that.
Oui,
Listen,
oui,
Do
oui,
I
oui,
think
oui.
that Arsenal will go on and win the Champions League? No, I don't. I still don't think that.
can't see Barcelona. Can't
But
see
you've
PSG.
got to celebrate that as an Arsenal fan, right? That's unbelievable what they did.